The training and the preparation is pretty tremendous when you're like preparing for a role. Sometimes it takes weeks and sometimes it takes months.
Devon Aoki didn't chase fame. It found her early and never let go. By 14, while other kids were at school dances, she was walking for Chanel. But behind the runway lights was a childhood given up to fashion. This is more than a rise to fame. It's the price she paid for it.
Your father, you have a famous father. Your father's, is this right, Rocky Aoki,
yes,
who's the guy who created the Benihana restaurant chain.
Yeah.
Wow, that's, people love...
Devon Aoki was born into a life of glamorous chaos in 1982, the daughter of Rocky Aoki, founder of the Benihana empire, and Pamela Hilberger, a bohemian jewelry designer. Her childhood was a whirlwind between New York, Malibu, and London, never staying in one place for long. By 13, Devon had already rejected typical teenage life. While others collected lip gloss, she immersed herself in punk culture, loud music, messy eyeliner, and spiked hair. Determined to see the punk band Rancid, she sneaked into their show. Backstage, amid the chaos, she was offered a modeling opportunity in exchange for a Ramones backstage pass. Her break didn't come from runways, but from rebellion, music, and a wild, unconventional family life. Devon Aoki never chased the runway, it chased her. At just 5 feet 5 inches, she didn't fit the typical model height, but that didn't matter. Her godmother introduced her to Kate Moss, fashion's ultimate rebel, and that connection changed everything. Signed by Storm Model Management at 13, Devon was already set apart from the crowd. By 14, she was in front of Nick Knight's lens for Visionaire, a shoot that captured her unique blend of delicate and fierce, far from the usual model look. Then came the unforgettable McQueen editorial, where her alien chic features turned heads and redefined beauty on her own terms. She even stepped into the music scene, starring alongside Kate Moss in Primal Scream's Kowalski video. Devon wasn't just a model, she was a presence. The industry didn't quite know what to do with her, but that only made her more unstoppable.
Yeah, totally, because it's not like I'm stereotypically beautiful, you know. I think my look is quite different, you know what I mean? And I'm not as tall as the rest of the models, so I never would have thought that, you know, I could be modeling with the rest of these, like, you know, girls.
By 1998, Devon Aoki was more than just a rising star. She was a force. Everything changed the moment Karl Lagerfeld saw her walk. Among a sea of tall, polished models, Devon stood apart, and Karl knew she was something special. He didn't just hire her, he made her the youngest Chanel muse ever, and gave her the honor of closing the show as the Chanel bride, an accolade reserved for legends. All this while she was still in 11th grade, balancing school and high fashion. While her classmates were worrying about exams, Devon was closing couture shows and jet-setting across continents. But their connection went beyond work. Karl became a mentor and protector, sending her poetry and personal faxes, and creating a Brancusi-inspired shoot that captured her unique spirit. Their bond was rare, an artistic partnership built on mutual respect and understanding. Devon didn't just wear the clothes, she became them, and Karl celebrated every bit of what made her different. In becoming Lagerfeld's muse, Devon wasn't just modeling, she was surrendering the last fragments of a normal teenage life to the relentless pace of fashion.
And I have a very small foot.
What size is your shoe size,
I have
Devon
a size
Aoki?
6, so it's pretty tiny. And you know, the sample size is always for models much bigger, you know, size 9, size 10.
At just 16, Devon Aoki began a challenging career in fashion by taking over from the renowned Naomi Campbell at Versace. While many teens were facing high school issues and discovering their identities, standing at just 5 feet 5 inches, she didn't fit the typical mold of a runway model. Every casting call, fitting, and catwalk appearance became a battle to show the industry that she belonged. And that height wasn't everything. And still, she succeeded. Her presence was unmistakable, commanding the runway with the grace of someone twice her years. The prize? A whirlwind of magazine covers from US Vogue to Harper's Bazaar in Japan and Korea. Yet underneath the accolades was a young girl adjusting to a life characterized by travel, isolation, and unending observation. Her distinctive beauty, part Japanese, part Western, featuring gentle freckles and striking eyes, defied the industry's strict standards. And even though the fashion world admired her, it rarely stopped to think about how hard it was for a teenager to live under so much pressure.
That's why that's the sort of prerequisite for anything that I buy. I have to be able to wear it down the street and feel confident and be able to sort of go wherever I need to go and not feel, inhibited by my clothing.
Devon's unique style also made her the ultimate muse for some of the biggest designers. Among them, Jeremy Scott stood out. Even though she was still a teenager, Jeremy styled her as a bold, fearless adult muse, someone who embodied a raw, unapologetic energy far beyond her years. She became a regular feature in his shows, most notably in his legendary Spring-Summer 2001 and Fall-Winter 2002 collections. Her fearless attitude and the way she mixed edgy streetwear with high fashion gave Jeremy's designs a life that went far beyond the runway. She was still a teenager, but the way she carried herself made her seem much older. Devon wasn't just wearing clothes. She was becoming someone shaped by the fashion world, fast.
Did it work?
They were stretching me. Well, they asked me to sort of kick. They were like, okay, now kick. And so I go to kick, and I kicked so hard and so high, I actually kicked myself in the face.
Really?
Still just in her early 20s, Devon made a bold leap into Hollywood in 2003 with her role as Suki in Too Fast, Too Furious. What made this challenge even bigger was that she didn't know how to drive, a basic skill most take for granted. Yet, instead of stepping back, Devon faced her fear head-on. She threw herself into intensive race driving lessons, learning to drift and control the car with determination and grit. This experience wasn't just about acting. It was a moment where she had to grow up fast, pushing beyond her comfort zone to prove she belonged both on the runway and on the screen.
Hi, Devon.
Hi, Devon.
Hi, Devon.
How have you been?
Devon, right here.
Somebody come on, Devon. Come on, Devon, please. Come on, Devon.
Hey, Devon, do you miss New York?
Just as Devon seemed to be everywhere, on magazine covers, movie sets, and runways, she quietly stepped away in 2009, not out of burnout, but as a deliberate act to reclaim the youth and quiet she never got to enjoy. There was no grand goodbye, just a gentle shift toward motherhood and a life beyond the runway after marrying financier James Bailey. For someone who had spent her teenage years fulfilling adult responsibilities, motherhood offered something grounding, a chance to grow alongside her children, rather than in spite of growing up too fast. Her daughter, Alessandra, stepped into the spotlight, modeling for Guess Kids with the same poise and presence.
This phone has been dropped so many times.
And it doesn't break. Now, where do you get the phone at? Because I put my phone in the pocket and it breaks.
Even during this quieter time, Devon kept shaping fashion behind the scenes. In 2007, she launched a capsule denim collection with Levi's Plus D in Asia, blending East and West with her signature edge, a nod to both sides of her heritage that the industry had once tried to fit into neat categories. On her own terms, and without the pressure to be anyone but herself, slowly she returned to the spotlight, reuniting with Jeremy Scott for a Moschino runway in 2017, followed by campaigns with Sephora and Hugo Boss. And for the girl who once shouldered the fashion world before she was even grown, evolving meant finally doing it her way.
He's a lucky man. What's up, Steve?
What makes Devon Aoki unforgettable isn't just her look or roles, it's the price she paid. A childhood stolen by fashion's demands. When they said she was too short, too different, or too bold, she didn't back down. She rewrote the rules, even if it meant growing up too fast. Devon didn't just enter the industry, she transformed it. She's more than a model. If you're inspired by Devon's story, hit like, share your thoughts below, and don't forget to subscribe for more legendary journeys like this.